Hi folks, Pete at eMiniVolume, together with Team Day Trader. I just wanted to make a quick video about today's action and our morning trade plan. We offer a morning trade plan Monday through Friday. It's an interactive webinar. You're welcome to participate in, ask us questions. We do that every single morning. We also offer commentary throughout the day on a private Twitter feed. On top of that, we do offer an extended webinar every Wednesday. That is also interactive. These typically go for an hour or two. This all for $97 a month, and we would love for you to give us a try. We do believe that we provide value, and we will do anything we can to help you succeed in the world of day trading. So let's get right into it. Today, in our morning session, we came into the session with a primary bias of long. Our bias was long neutral, and this is something that we have discussed for the last several days about how we thought the market was going up. This morning, we came into it with, like I say, a primary bias of long, secondary bias of neutral. We specifically identified that this zone was likely to cap the highs of the day. Now, off the open, we did have the long bias. Now, what did we have? We had an open drive. We had an open drive with a small pause. This was a great opportunity to get long and take advantage of it. Now, if you hadn't gotten on long here, you had plenty of opportunity to watch the trade, and this was the inflection zone that we'd identified. Now we had the open drive inside the inflection zone, so now this is a resistance area that is now turned into support. So we came and we pulled back, and we had a nice opportunity to get on board at the inflection zone. Then we came up and we tagged what we believed would identify the highs of the day. Now, this is not, in my opinion, this was not a zone that you wanted to just take an automatic trade. What you wanted to do is you wanted to read the action going up into the zone. First of all, you wanted to target the zone from either here or here. So this area was a great area to exit along and then look for a reason to short back down to the inflection zone. Zone to zone is how the market typically likes to trade. Now, this is officially identified as an inflection zone. But let's be clear. Everything that we mark on our charts should be an inflection zone. We don't want to mark just random levels or zones. We want to identify areas that we believe are important and that the market may react, or at least provide us information for us to take action or no action, depending on the zone and depending on the price action coming into the zone. So let's talk about this. Now, up in here, as I mentioned, we did identify this in this morning's trade plan as this would very likely cap the range high of the day. So what did we want to see when we wanted to come into this zone? We wanted to see decreasing energy, and we wanted to see some type of setup. So now let's take a look at what we saw when we were up in this zone. The first thing we want to look at is we want to look at the energy of the market. Yesterday was a relative low energy day, and we did discuss a pattern that we saw yesterday in our end of day analysis. We discussed that in this morning's webinar. So now what did we see? We saw decreasing energy. As you can see from this chart, we had volume dropping and we had price making new highs with lower lows on volume. This is a type of pattern that we have discussed over and over in our webinars with our team members. And so what we have is we have a low energy day and we have decreasing energy. So after the initial push, you can see here, we had a type of exhaustion that triggered a small little balance with then a little spike down, which was basically just to shake the weak longs out. That's all this move did. This move right here, all it did is shake the weak longs out. Now, then what we did is we moved up, and we made a high here, which should have been a nice exit for the long from here or from here. And what did we have? We had a spike up in volume. Then what we had is we had another high. We had a higher high. Now we're starting to get some very good clues as to the price action and the energy. So if we look there to there, and we've also identified this zone as potential high of the day. So now we have some very good reasons not to look long, but to start actually looking short. So now what do we need to, what else did we see in this particular day? What we saw was some weakness in the internals. Now that we've gone over the price action, now we can get into the internals of the action and what they were telling us. So what we saw here is we saw the initial push up in the internals, and we hit a little over the 1,000 mark on the ADD. Now, from that point forward, the ADD never made a new high. So you can see even on this high, there was divergence, and then the internals just continued to range. Well, this isn't, in and of itself, this wouldn't be something that would have me looking short in this market. This market has been relentless. Now, if you couple that with the lack of momentum in the tick, which was clearly visible, and you combine that with the decreasing energy in the volume, now you have several pieces of information, and you have a strong level that we know could very well cap the high of the day. So now, what happened here? We had a tick high, basically an equal tick, right here. We made a higher high on a weak tick, a pullback, and then a pullback to the top of the zone. This was a brilliant area. Anywhere in here, this was a brilliant area to get short. Your risk was clearly identifiable, and your target, the first target, would have been coming back into balance. Second target would have been the IZ zone, which was once resistance, now support. And this support was confirmed twice. So this area was the logical place for price to retrace throughout the day. We had a relatively narrow range day. Neutral was not out of the question. And we had low energy with a zone that could very well cap the high of the day, and we had the cash S&P making new highs. So that's how we saw the day, and it was all laid out this morning in our trade plan. I hope everyone traded well, and I would like to invite everyone to go on over to teamdaytrader.com, give us a try, and hope to see you soon. I thank you for listening and watching, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you.